Hi guys, hi, how are you? I hope you're all doing okay. Welcome back to another how do I call it? Guys, how are you? I hope you're all doing okay. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Ida. For those of us who are joining us for the first time, welcome to my lavish corner. In this channel, we do a lot of decor, be it interior, be it event decorations, and then also I do a lot of lifestyle vlogs. And today, a lot of lifestyle vlogs and a lot of personal development. As you can see, I have my twin here.
I'm not exactly her twin.
But
your sisters.
This is my sister Daisy, and if you've been in this, and this is my niece Crystal, who's going to let us say hi.
Hi there, I'm Ekeso.
We've already said that. So for those of you who've been watching my videos before, I know you've seen some of the videos where I've talked about the books I enjoy reading, and some of my favorite books are written by my sister. Yo guys, I am so proud of this girl. She has authored 3 books already, and these are the books. And I remember guys, I promised you a review of this book, and because today we are at her place in Kericho, we came for Christmas and she really welcomed us well. She treated us so nicely. We enjoyed our stay here, and she graciously agreed to be part of my channel to review her book. Before we start, I just want you to maybe just introduce yourself. Tell us about yourself. Who is Daisy? What do you like doing? What are you doing currently? What are your future plans? Like, what are your dreams? Just basically let's know who Daisy is. Beautiful Daisy.
Okay. As you have already heard, my name is Daisy. I am Ida's sister. We call her Ida. We don't call her Ida. Yeah, we call her Ida. I am her younger sister. Yes, I am a pharmacist by profession, and I work with Kericho County. Yeah, so we are here in Kericho. Shout out to all my Kericho guys.
Yo.
Yeah, we are here in Kericho. Yeah, practically I love being a pharmacist also, and I also love being a Christian, and I'm grateful for the inspiration that God has given me to be able to write these books. Yeah, I'm an avid Bible reader.
Ooh, we have been doing Bible study here. We wake up in the morning,
Yes.
YouTube, listening to Christian literature and all that, and I must tell you,
I am excited that I was able to write these 3 books. Yeah, I felt like I had so much to write to the world, that what I have learned from my Bible reading, and I am grateful, and I feel like they are very good resources for Christians, especially nowadays that we are in so many trials. I feel like they can act like a good comfort for those who want to be comforted in the Lord.
amen.
Yes.
Now, just like she said, these are very good literature. Now, I've only read these 2 books. This is her latest. It's called what? Her latest production. Is it production? She's done latest. I think it's been out in the last 2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
3 months. So I've not been able to read this, but I'm taking it with me to Mombasa. I'm going to go through it. But I have gone through these 2 books, and I must say they are really deep.
Thank you.
They are really motivational. I think from you've written from your heart, from my experience, from how I've read them.
Yes.
You've actually written them from your heart, and the reason why it really resonates with the books really resonate with most people who've read them is because you're writing out of your own personal experience. So you're giving it's like a testimony of what you have gone through and what you have learned throughout the process.
Yes.
So I'm going to maybe start with this book and just ask you, this was your first book, right?
Yes.
This is the first book she wrote. It's called God, Why Do You Allow Me to Suffer? I really like this. Are these your hands?
No, they're not my hands. Thank you. They're so big. They're bigger than mine.
These are for the
So
man's
they cannot
hand.
be my hands.
Yes, but this was the first book that you wrote.
Yes.
I just want to ask, is it from your own, how did it start? Like, did you just wake up in the morning and you're like, I'm going to become a writer? Or is it something that you've been thinking about for a long time? Or is it something that you went through and then you felt like, you know what, for me to, relish this experience, I need to put it down on paper. So how did you go about this? How did you go about this? Like, how did it come about that now you decided, I'm going to write a book, or I'm going to become an author?
Okay, now about being an author, okay, I remember there was one time way before I wrote this book in 2018. Yes, in 2018. But way before that, when I was still in undergrad, I remember there was one time we had gone to church and there was some pastor. Let me call him a pastor. He was not exactly a pastor, but he asked us, what were your aspirations for the future? And I remember writing that I want to be a writer, an author, and I also want to be somebody who is, a philanthropist, something like that.
A philanthropist is somebody who helps people, right?
Somebody rich and they give money, like generosity. Somebody who is generous. And but before that, I never thought it would come true by the time I was about to write this book. But previously to that, now just before I wrote this book, I was going through some things in my personal life which I have detailed in this book. And they just had me questioning God and asking why, what's the purpose? Why are we suffering? What's the purpose? It doesn't make sense to just suffer for no reason. So I asked, and while I was writing, I used to journal. When I used to have my issues, I used to journal. I used to write down my problems, and at some point I had started writing, but there was no inspiration. Then suddenly he just came. And I actually felt like God just told me I needed to write a book. I just felt like he spoke in my spirit, in my conscience, that I need to write a book, and this was the result. Nice. What you see here.
Nice. But then this book, it just makes you think about your own experiences and how you've gone through it in life, and you begin to realize that there are many other people out there who are actually going through some of the things that maybe you've experienced, and it's always it gives you an opportunity to actually learn from somebody else maybe who has gone through some similar experience or something like that. And there's something that you said in this book that really stood out for me. You said if ever you're going through something, if ever you find yourself going through a situation that is making you feel overwhelmed, you should not let that situation stop you from moving forward. You remember that part?
Yes.
You should not let that stop you from moving forward. Yes, you're going through something, but it does not mean that you don't wake up in the morning and live your life. You don't wake up in the morning and go to work. Make sure the things that need to be done every day they're done, because it's about going through the situation. Somebody once said, whatever it is that you're going through, just go through it. Whether you're crawling, whether you're running, whether you're just walking, just go through it and make sure at the other side you come out, a better person. And then also, just something that I wanted to ask, there's a story you talked about. I won't mention the story because I want people to go and buy this book and read. So it's just an incident that you had, and you it's like you had an altercation with some police. And for most Kenya police, and for us, that is something, for most Kenyans, that is something you don't want to come across. You don't want to face it. So, and in that situation, you are given the option of either giving a bribe or sticking to your faith, and actually, you don't have to do it. You don't have to do it. And for me, that means, sometimes we suffer not because of we are doing anything wrong, but because we are in the right. And it's just part of life.
It's part of life.
You have to go through it. You just have to go through it. So, and maybe I can ask you what because for you, you had gone through that situation. What can you tell Kenyans? Because Kenyans, sisi tumezoea ukipatana na polisi shortcut, mpatie bribe. Ukipata shida kidogo, toa kitu kidogo, unasaidika. but sometimes we need to suffer through the whole.
Okay, for me, what I thought there was it was not worth it. Yeah, I felt like if I started giving the police my money, then that would be like it will continue to be the norm for me. And I didn't want that to happen. I didn't want to continue with that cycle. Yeah, because I know even these policemen, even if you give them a little bit of money, then they'll ask you for more money. They'll ask you for more money, and you'll keep on giving and giving until you have nothing left. So I figured it's better I cut it short. I just deal with the law as I'm supposed to. And by the grace of God, I actually got through it, and I felt like it was a miracle. For me, that was a miracle. Because I went through it alone. Yeah, it was a miracle. I didn't want to bother my family with asking them for money, for bribes, and all those things, because that's what some of those policemen actually ask you to do. So for me, it was a miracle that I was able to go through it in spite of the fact that I was not in the wrong. But I just did it because I also didn't want to deal with the headache of having that in my mind in the future. I was also thinking about the future. I didn't want that in my mind and also in my conscience as a Christian. Yes.
So suffering sometimes is for a while and it's for a good purpose.
Yeah.
So guys, get this book. You say this book, it goes for
700 shillings.
700
Yeah.
shillings.
I know I had put it in some bookshops. Yeah, I don't know if my sister can link them down.
Yeah. And also we'll link the Facebook page down below so that you can be able to contact her. She can actually, you can send through M-Pesa and she can actually send you the book.
Send you the book.
Deliver it through whichever means that it's possible to be delivered. So this other book, this now was the second book.
Yeah, this was the second book.
Spiritual Blindness, Why Some Believe and Others Don't.
Yeah.
Daisy Ogoya.
Yes.
Please tell me, what was your inspiration in writing this book?
Okay, for this one, it was just out of curiosity. Yeah, because I know there are so many people who don't believe in God. There are so many people who are in other religions and they don't see Christianity the way I do. Yeah, and then there are people who actually call themselves Christians, but we have very different ways of viewing it. Yeah, there are different perspectives of viewing the faith and how we practice our faith. So that was, for me, I was curious. I was like, why is it like that? Yeah, why do we have atheists? Why do we have Buddhists? Why do we have Christians who believe in the prosperity gospel? Why do we have Christians who believe in working out their faith in a different way? So, and I got the answer. Some will not accept this because some people say that you don't use the Bible to, you don't use your faith to question. Yeah, you can't question someone else's faith using your faith, but I think that's what I did in this one, and I think I gave a good answer. I think I gave a good, let me not say answer, discussion.
Yeah,
and I think I gave a good discussion of what actually is happening. That's the answer I got.
According to your own study and all that.
Yeah,
and actually, when you talk about discussion, remember I told you when I read this book, for me, I felt like it's a Bible study book.
Yeah.
This is actually a book. I remember when we were in high school, we used to be in Bible studies and we used to get books from, is it Scripture Union? Or and actually the format that this is written, I don't know if that was your intention.
Okay, but maybe God just let me.
Yeah. But when you read this book, it actually feels like you're going through Bible study, and it's actually a book that you can put out there for discussion for many Christian groups or for any group that basically want to discuss religion or to figure out spirituality and all that.
All those things.
Yes, so it actually it feels it feels like that. So if you're a pastor out there, if you're in a youth group, if you're in a Bible study, if you're somewhere and you're feeling like you want to get a guidebook for studying the Bible, I recommend this book. It's really nice. You said this goes for how much?
This goes for 500 shillings. It's only 500 shillings.
500 shillings.
Yes.
The same applies. We'll do all the links down below in my description box. And just before we finish, we go to the final book. I just want to point out a few things in chapter 2.
Yes.
Chapter 2, false beliefs that foster spiritual blindness. No, actually, not chapter 2. In chapter 1, actually. What for me? Spiritual blindness. So there are those who believe but are filled with doubt.
Yeah.
For me, I think that resonated with me, and I don't know if for most Christians, I don't know.
Even for me,
Yeah,
I have
sometimes
to pray it away.
Yeah.
I have to pray the doubt away.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I think it's part of, and especially when maybe you pray, you've been in the Christian faith for so long, and
Yeah.
you go through a certain situation.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe you've been praying for something and it's not working the way you're supposed to work, and in your
so
mind you feel a lot of doubt in your
I feel
heart.
like maybe God is not hearing
He's
me,
not hearing
or
me, so
he
you're
doesn't
like,
exist.
He doesn't exist. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. For me, that resonated with me. And then maybe just on the chapter 4, I'm just giving you snippets. I'm not giving you the whole book to see how interesting it is. Chapter 4, God, false religion, and false prophets. Now, there's this part for the universe is divine.
Yes.
Let me tell you, I don't know. Even me, sometimes I find when I'm talking to other people and I don't want to offend anyone in their belief, I say the universe instead of God.
Instead of God.
And for
it's
my
very
own,
common in our age group.
in our age group,
Because people don't want to offend others
people,
by saying God, because somehow I think we have been brought up in that kind of society. In our society today,
the light
it's
and
very
love and light.
our society is becoming more and more anti-God, at least according to my perspective. People don't care so much for God. People are more into science. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. It's a good thing. For me, I believe science is a gift from the ability to know things in the world and to figure out stuff and to make things out of what you've discovered. I know it's a gift from God. Yeah, but ultimately for me, it does not erase God. Yeah, and I think that's what nowadays people have done. Many people are having money. They have money. They have power, influence, so they don't feel like they need God in their life. So and it's a new age thing. It's a new age practice where we refer to the universe as God, but God is not the universe. And the universe is not God. God is the creator of the universe. Yeah, and we should desist. If you are a Christian, you should desist from saying that, because it's actually blasphemy, if I may use those words. Yeah, it's blasphemy that as a Christian you can call the universe God, and God cannot be compared to his creation.
Exactly. Yeah. That's true. And actually that's what I wanted to bring, because you notice, especially with the Hollywood culture, you know, we are looking
so much from celebrities
them,
rather than the Bible.
Exactly. So you find that most people are either comparing, calling themselves God, or comparing God to creation, which is basically the same thing, because the universe and us were created by God. Yeah. So it kind of lessens the power of God. That's where now you're not able to believe in, that's where the spiritual blindness comes in. Yes. So, Bible study, I have these 2 books. I bought them. I'm reading them. I'm sure I'll read them again in the new year. I'm telling you. Now, this final book. Now, what's the name of this book? Sin and the Christian. I'm not going to talk about it because I'm not going to read, but I just want to give us a bit of an overview, a summary, and maybe an inspiration as to why you decided to write this book.
Okay, for me, writing this book, writing this book, this one, it was not out of curiosity, but it was actually out of curiosity, because I was thinking, like, it was a question I was asking myself, like, how am I as a Christian specifically supposed to relate with the sin in my life? I don't know if that makes sense. Like, how am I supposed to view sin in my life? Am I sinless? Once I become a Christian, once I believe in Jesus Christ, do I immediately become sinless? Or do I still struggle with sin? Yeah, that was the question, because there are so many groups that people differ. Actually, there are so many. The reason why there are so many denominations in the Christian church is all about doctrine and theology. So there are things like this. Some denominations believe once you are a Christian, you don't sin anymore. Some believe we still struggle with sin. So I wanted to figure it out for myself and understand for myself what is the relation between a Christian and the sin in their lives. Like, if you are growing in your faith, how do you view sin and how do you handle it as a Christian? And basically, and the basic thing is, what is sin exactly?
Oh, it looks like a very deep book, but I must say most of the way you've written your books, very simple literature,
Thank
very
you.
easy to read.
Thank you.
Like it's actually a read that you would enjoy. So I recommend all of these books. My people, my friend, we are going into the new year. We want new resolutions in life, especially as Christians. You know, you want to go into the new year with a new spirit. 2020 has been so tough on most of us.
Many people.
For many people, maybe some of us, maybe we've lost our faith. Some of us, maybe we are asking God, why is the world suffering and all that. But let's renew our faith in God. Even as we go into the new year. I don't know, maybe you can say something, even encourage us, maybe as we are going into 2020, what you think.
I think maybe also because these books also I write them also to inspire people to ask questions and to have these discussions. One thing I've realized about the Christian church is like we don't like discussing the weighty matters of our faith. We just like talking about money, how God will make me rich, how God will make me healthy. But there's more to God than wealth and health. And I feel like I want people to enjoy God more and also think more. That's my aim also, to make people think more about their faith, not just to sit there, so that there are discussions, serious, thoughtful discussions, not just, oh my God is going to make me rich, I want a Mercedes Benz. I think we should live such kind of faith in 2020. And go into 2021 with a deeper desire to know God and to have a deeper relationship with Him. As in, that's the most important thing. That which is that relationship which is devoid of all these other things, like which is devoid of, even if God doesn't give you all these things, even if God doesn't give you wealth, even if one day somehow you get arrested because of your faith, will you still love God? Will you still have that relationship with Him? That is my burden, I think. It's something that I feel in my heart. I feel like the Christian church in Africa does not engage the intellect. It does not engage the mind when it comes to thinking about matters of faith. And that's how we fail so much. And that's why even somehow the world laughs at us, because they're like, Africans are so, they believe so much in God, but they have a poverty, they have disease, they have corruption. And so I think the problem for me, I think the solution is a right view and understanding of what faith actually means for a Christian. So my challenge to you as we go into 2021 is that we need to engage our minds. Even the Bible says, love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your mind. It doesn't say
your heart, your mind and your soul.
It doesn't say that you should leave your brain once you enter the church. Now, don't leave your brain behind. And we need to challenge one another to grow more spiritual and to grow deeper in our love and faith in God.
Amen.
That's
a challenge to all of us. And
And
like I said, here brains people. My sister is one of the brightest people I know. One of the brightest people I know, and I know you're going to go far. Like I say, prolific writer. Like if you're writing 3 books in a span of 2 years, you're going to write more. And I'm praying that you even continue to grow in your ways, and the doors will continue to open. I know 2021 is already started bright, so we are claiming that for you. We are claiming that for everyone. And guys, I know you have seen me gesturing and making. I have my niece here who's very eagerly listening to our conversation, and I just want her to come. Crystal, come and tell us what you've learned. What have you had?
Oh, you have food in your
mouth. What have you had?
Well, I have seen. Well, I was almost not listening.
Tell us. Have you read any of Auntie's books?
Well, no.
But you've seen Mom has read some of them.
No.
I gave them to her mother.
Yes, she
not
attentive. But do you like reading?
Yeah.
Would you like to write a book one day?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're telling us that?
Well, I would like to write a book that can inspire children and to teach lessons,
Okay,
Nice.
nice. Like which
and
lessons?
like lessons to not steal,
Okay,
not to help each other,
okay,
and many others. But I will make 20 books of this kind.
okay.
Yes, thank you so
Okay,
much,
thank you so
Crystal.
much.
So say thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching.
Bye.
Bye.
Please bless me on my birthday.